right, we on. Yeah. So, so what's up, family? How y'all doing tonight? Um, I'm doing something real quick. I'm gonna try to do it real quick. Just get everything out the way. Just flow through it. So basically, tonight we're covering um Halloween and the backstory to Halloween. Hold on. So we're basically covering Halloween and the backstory to Halloween. Basically how it started in one origin of the planet and it basically trickled down to America. So it started in the Celtic times. So that's like, I guess you could say Irish and all them people. They don't really, nobody wants to really claim it, but that's this origin where it started at. And then it kind of trickled down to Catholics. And then it's trickled finally to America. And then it went worldwide after that. So basically, when it first started, it was used for, let's say, the eukaryotic cell to worship death on the planet. You know what I mean? Like the chaos it was bringing on the planet, it was like one of the holidays it used. It used every holiday, but this is just one of them, and I'm covering it because you know what tonight is. So basically, I got a couple of windows, and I'm gonna just kind of talk through them and show you guys along the way. Hold on. So there, and we're gonna start at the origins. Let's start the origins. Okay. So when we start here, we're talking about All Saints Day. Let me scroll up a little bit more. So it's called Samhain, even though it's said that way. This is All Saints Day, All Souls Day, etc. So this holiday, I'll start from right here. Samhain is a Wiccan holiday. It is one of their 8 major holidays or Sabbaths, although there are many different types. Like I said, they have multiple holidays. They love and respect nature, allegedly, like, come on now, and try to live in harmony with the earth. One of their main beliefs is harm none. This includes animals, humans, and nature, which we will show that they're lying about that as we, go forward in this. Samhain is observed from sunset on October 31st to sunset on November 1st. It is a celebration that is the origin of Halloween. Samhain was first observed by Celtic pagans. Samhain marked the Celtic New Year, the end of summer, and the end of the harvest season. It is also signal the beginning of winter, which they also associated with death. On this day, the Celts believed the veil between the living and the dead was especially thin. This allowed spirits of the dead to visit the living. So right there, you show that right there. That's the first indication of them praising death on the planet right there. They said the beginning of winter was associated with death. If you think about it, right? And I had this argument with somebody else before. Back in prehistoric times, the planet wasn't cold. Cold isn't a natural weather. First of all, it's not natural weather. So the fact that it was cold and was having winter, you think about it, everything in nature dies. It's only a couple things that could flourish because they adapted over time, but majority of nature dies and hides. You think about it, when it gets cold, the bugs go away, the crops go down, food goes down, people not outside like they usually are. So everything dies in nature during this time, and they celebrated this. It's like once the end of summer came, they was like, woo, and they call it harvest season, right? So you think about when you harvest something, you're taking something from off a tree. Like say you take a fruit or something, you harvest it, you basically plucking it from its life source and you're going to eat it. And it's basically like killing it, kind of, sort of, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's like you're taking something that's alive and you're taking it away. So it'll eventually die off. So harvesting is like a celebration of the end of something's life cycle, which is another way to say of death, even though harvest isn't even that bad, but it's the way they manipulate it to make it that way. You have that happening. You have winter turning over, and everything in the summer that was flourishing falls, and then in winter it dies. So this is the first signal that this holiday they used was a way to show praise to death on the earth. You know what I mean? That's one right there on this article. I could read a little more. The meaning behind sowing remains the same today. There are many rituals associated with sowing today. These include dancing, feasting, taking nature walks, and building altars to honor their ancestors. So basically the dead, you see right there, this picture on the side, I don't know if I could zoom in on it. Let's see. Get a little zoom. Hold up. You see this picture on the side? This is basically showing death right here. They're praising everything dead. And it's like say you have a bunch of your family members that passed, and everybody just gets together one day of the year and bring every dead family member they ever had, of possessions of them, items that the family member had, pictures of them. They just bring it all to this ritual celebration just to have a good time and dance around dead things. That's not natural. Like, you're supposed to let people that pass and transgress go on to their own wave. They're going on to the next step of life. You're not supposed to still be mingling with them. That's the first red flag right there. So there are many parts to the altar Wiccan build to symbolize the end of the harvest. They include apples, pumpkins, or other fall crops to represent the spirits of the dead skulls or skeletons that are placed on the altar. So right there, to symbolize the end of the harvest, they include apples, pumpkins, or other fall crops. That is another symbolization of death. You think about your crops dying, and they're taking these crops that die, like a pumpkin, right? A pumpkin grows in the wild. The symbolization of them carving a skeleton in a pumpkin is to show your crops dying, and they're celebrating that. Like, yes, you can't eat. Basically is what they're saying. It's like, yes, you can't eat, and they take everything that's possible that you can eat. Nothing in the wild can eat it, because nothing can flourish in these elements, in this environment. So basically they're taking this and they're showing a symbolization of it through your crops. So it says photos of deceased family members are also added. Some Wiccans bake loaves of special sowing bread for the altar to feed visiting spirits. They're trying to feed the spirits. So that's right there. That's that one. So let's switch over. I'm gonna touch on all the categories of this. So switch over. We're going to start reading this. So it says ancient Celts mark Samhain as the most significant of the 4 quarterly fire festivals, taking place at the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. During this time of year, hearth fires in family homes were left to burn out while the harvest was gathered. After the harvest work was complete, celebrants joined with Druid priests to light a community fire using a wheel that would cause friction and spark flames. The wheel was considered a representation of the sun and used along with prayers. Cattle were sacrificed, and participants took a flame from the communal bonfire back to their home to relight the hearth. They say hearth. Put an H on it. It's like they hurting earth. I don't understand that. But so basically, this is celebration. They're pulling people out of their house. You know, it's wintertime, so it's getting cold. They're pulling people out their house, saying, put your fire out of your house, out of your fireplace, and coming down to the celebration. And I'll show you another article where it shows they kind of made it mandatory to go to these celebrations. You couldn't just not go. You know what I mean? It's like your family inviting you over to Thanksgiving, and you like, why would I go to Thanksgiving? I know the real history behind it. No, you had to go. So that's one. 2, Druid priests. Let me see. I got an article on Druid priests, so I'm gonna break that down right quick before I keep going. Let's go right here. Druid priests. A Druid was a member of the high-ranking priestly class in ancient Celtic cultures. Druids were religious leaders as well as legal authorities, educators, lore keepers, medical professionals, and political advisors. Druid left no written accounts. So right there is showing you they using that religion started this celebration. So a lot of people out there is so religious in certain things that they celebrate, like Christianity. This actually is the start of Christianity, but Christianity, being Catholic, etc., they celebrating the dead. That's already a red flag. You know what I mean? Of course, with a lot of other things we're not going to get into, but that's a red flag in itself. You're celebrating something that's celebrating the dead. So we're going to go back to the article. So early texts present Samhain as a mandatory celebration lasting 3 days and 3 nights, where the community was required to show themselves to local kings or chieftains. Failure to participate was believed to result in punishment from the gods, usually illness or death. It was not no punishment from the gods. They was killing these people. You didn't come to this celebration to celebrate the dead and sacrifice livestock and kill animals and eat their flesh and drink liquor and all that. You were killed for not going to this. There was also a military aspect to Samhain in Ireland, with holidays thrones prepared for commanders of soldiers. Ireland, that's a whole different jurisdiction. I'm showing you that it's all the eukaryotic cells. Anyone who committed a crime or used their weapons during the celebration faced a death sentence. It's crazy. What's up? How you doing, family? How you doing, family? I see your comments. So I'm going to say this last sentence right here. Some documents mention 6 days of drinking alcohol to excess, typically mead or beer, along with glutinous feasts. So they're getting drunk, celebrating the dead, celebrating the planet dying, celebrating killing livestock. This is just celebrating death in a total different way than just putting on a mask of a dead person and jumping around, or like they said, they actually try to make it like they was putting these things on to deflect the bad entities. But as you can see, it looks very inviting to me. I mean, if I was a monster under the bed, I would definitely come join the party. It would make no sense for that one. So that right there, that's one part of the article. Let's see. Switch over. Now this is kind of small, so I'll just read this one. Most people agree that the origins of Halloween reside in the Celtic festival of Samhain. This is the festival celebrating the time of year when the summer goes to rest. It was an agricultural festival and a time for stock taking. Stock taking. That's like a nice way to say stealing stock, stealing crops, stealing everything before it gets too cold and you can't go out anymore because it's too cold for you. But I guess for these people, it wasn't too cold. I guess it was too hot for them to go out and steal, because they probably would have been stealing a lot more if they could take the sun. Summer was also, like we would expect in the origin of Halloween, a time of supernatural intensity, where the force of darkness and decay were said to be abroad, spilling out from the Cid, the ancient mounds of barrows of the countryside. At this time of the year, Celtic people would build a large bonfire in the hope that it would please the gods and help the regenerative agricultural process. You're not pleasing the gods, you're pleasing dead people that's is nowhere near the gods. Yes, on Halloween, they pray to the heavens. They say they pray to the heavens for a soul, but they're praying to, it's not even hell, because hell isn't a thing. They're praying to dark entities for their soul to flourish on a planet where they're designed to take down the planet. It's like you got to keep reminding the people that created you and put you here. These eukaryotic cells got to keep giving praise to the entities that put them here, and keep showing them, yeah, I'm killing, you see, I'm killing this livestock. You see, I'm killing the fruits and vegetables. You see, I'm taking over the land. You see, I'm killing innocent indigenous people. I'm keeping up the good work. I'm doing what you created me to do. You can't get too mad. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't do it, you're out of there. Their creator gets them out of there when they don't do the task right. So that's one of the things they use to show, like, yeah, I'm basically continuing your legacy, which you made me for. And it's sad that they're doing this. They're constantly, up to this day, they're continuing their legacy of what they was made to do. But yet our people aren't doing the same. We were made to do the total opposite of what they're doing, and we're supposed to be continuing our legacy, but we're not. We're letting their legacy overshine our legacy when theirs is not a legacy that should be even on this planet. It's counter planet. Like, if there's a word, it's counter planet. It's like against anything with the planet. So I showed you the Druids. I told you guys I'm gonna make this real quick. I'm gonna just go on through, just showing you guys. So now we went to the Celtic. Now we're going to go on the Catholic side, because Catholics basically, they're saying they didn't take it, but it's like they're all eukaryotic cells. They saw the saws that the Celtics were doing, and in November, the Catholics calendars of celebrations, they didn't really celebrate that much before they got the Halloween and all that on board. They didn't really have celebrations like that, so they basically stole it from them, basically, and made their own sauce to it. Like every eukaryotic cell you'll see takes the same thing and says, you know what, that is a good idea. Let's take that and put our own thing to it. You know what I mean? So let me start off. I'm gonna read this. Halloween actually has significant Catholic roots. The name itself comes from All Hallows Eve. That is the vigil of All Saints Day or All Souls Day on November 1st, when Catholics remember those who have gone before us to enter our heavenly home. Immediately afterwards, on November 2nd, the church commemorates all the faithful departed still detained in purgatory and prays in suffrage for them. Praise and suffrage for them. All right, we're going to look up these two words, purgatory and suffrage, but I'm going to keep going. All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, and All Souls Day. Like I said, these 3 days taken together are the days of the dead. A triduum of feasts, also called All Hallowtide, Hallowtide or Hallowmas. Hallow meaning saint or holy, and mas meaning mass and whole. So it's basically saying the saint of Allah, the wholeness of them. So why do Catholics celebrate the Days of the Dead? Celebrating these Christian holidays. So it's Catholic rooted, but they're celebrating the Christian holiday. Okay. Celebrating these Christian holy days, my bad, let me say that right, even though it's the same thing, helps remind the faithful of the reality of death. We will all experience it eventually. These days also remind us of the last things, death, judgment, heaven, and hell. It reminds us to pray for the souls of the deceased. It also is a reminder that we too can ask those who have gone before us to pray for us. This is what we mean by the communion of saints that is so important in our Catholic tradition. That sounds like a load of shit. Like, that sounds like a load of crap. Like, okay, so let's go back up. Purgatory and suffrage. I want to look those two up. I just want to get the straight definition for it. That's how I'm going. I just need the straight definition for it. So purgatory, I'm going to look that up first. Purgatory. Purgatory, a Roman Catholic doctrine, is a place or state of suffering inhabited by the souls of sinners who are their sins before going to heaven. So they're praying to a bunch of souls that's suffering from being so sinful on the planet. Is that right? I mean, put it this way, right? Say a guy in the hood is running around, he killing everybody. You just pow, 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 busting caps and motherfuckers, right? His karma comes through, his karmic debt comes through, he dies. Of course, in my mind, I'm gonna say, I hope he goes to a good place. I hope he figured things out, blah, blah, blah. But the last thing I'm gonna do is hop on my motherfucking knees during one day a year and pray to his soul that pray to his soul that everything is good for him and pray for him to pray for me. There's no way in hell I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna look up the other words, suffrage. I pull up suffrage and it says the right to vote in political elections. Hmm? The right to vote in political elections. So when people go out and vote, they're suffering, they're getting their suffrage. Right. Okay. So let me just I'm gonna put those two together so I can get a little combination here. That's the women's suffrage movement. Okay, I'll take that. I was kind of thrown off by that. Let me see. The suffrage of the dead really means a vote. The prayers and suffrages of the living offered forth souls in purgatory are a benefit to these souls. So the prayers and suffrages of the living. So they're giving out prayers and they're giving out votes to the living in purgatory to help their soul get something good in return. And these are religious people that's doing this. These are the top religious people that everybody's running around. Oh, I'm Catholic, I'm Christian, and I'm this, I'm that, and you're running around. And these are the same people that's doing these same things out here. So let me see. Let me take a step back. Okay. So we figured those two words out. So that's that right there. So now we're going back to this one. Celebrating these Christian holy days helps remind the faithful of the reality of death. So you want to get reminded of death. Who wants to walk around 24/7 and think about death? Who wants to even take one day and just think about death? Like I got friends in the streets that died. I don't want to walk around any day and just think about their death. Like, of course, sometimes it stays in my mind. I might see something that reminds me of them or something like that. But the fact to put praise and put a day for it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, on the 31st, I'm gonna drop on my knees and I'm gonna pray to my dead homies for sure. I'm gonna definitely, that's stupid. That's stupid. So they're praying, they're being faithful to be reminded of death. And they want to let themselves know that they will experience it. First of all, we don't even die. That's first of all, we don't die. We just go into a different type of energy. As these guys, I guess there's ancestors that they're praying to, all their dead homies and their family. I guess that's the same thing, huh? They praying to a different form of energy that they want a good outcome from. So they're praying to that, and they want to be reminded of death once a year. You guys are running around causing all the death. You should have enough memory. So they want to beware of death, judgment, in heaven and hell. So they want to know about heaven and hell. They want to know about both, and they want to know about judgment. These guys are very strong in their judgments. And then they say it reminds us to pray for the souls of the deceased. We already touched on that. This makes no sense to me. Also, going back, let's backtrack to the Celtic people, right? So they're praying to they're not praying, they're basically making a party for the dead, right? They're doing all this. But on top of that, I want to find I guess I can find a video, but they're basically what they do is they host this event. Like you said, they have bonfires, celebrations. Everybody has to come out and show their face to where basically it's like giving a census count at the same time you're worshiping the dead. It's like, come show your face in front of the dead so you can be counted as living here with us. So in the same time they're doing this, they pass judgments and laws. Like if you broke the law, they'll wait to this day before they decide what they're going to do to you. If you're found guilty, they kill you that day. Everybody gets killed that day for whatever they did, all the crimes they done. So that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So I'm going to go on Souls Day. So it says before the standardization of Western Christian observance on 2nd of November by whoever blah 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 Clooney in the 10th century, many Catholics congregations celebrated All Souls Day. It was a day to pray for the souls of deceased family members, ordinary men and women who have lived good lives. They lived good lives, but they was in purgatory. Hmm? So, so basically, their good lives was going on Earth, doing all types of deadly things, right? Because they said they were sinners in purgatory, waiting to go into heaven. So basically, these people that live these good lives on Earth, they run around, did all types of things. Yes, an annual purge. They they run around, committed all types of things. So people basically saying, oh, he ran around, he sold drugs, he killed people, he stole, he robbed, he went in purgatory. He lived a good life. That's basically what they're saying. They're saying people that's in purgatory did good while they were still alive. So they basically did what their creator set forth for them to do. And their heaven is a total different heaven than what me and your heaven would be. That's first thing to say too. Like their heaven is a total different thing right there. It's crazy. So let's get a little more into Souls Day. So on Souls Day, it became an occasion from door to door soul. So now they took this day when they came to America and they made it a day for souling, where they go door to door. We're getting to the American side now. Now we're getting to where they started migrating over here. They went door to door for souling, where poor people would visit the homes of the wealthy, offering to pray for the homeowners' dead loved ones in exchange for soul cakes. Right? 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 The heaven is definitely in the earth. The heaven is everywhere. Like you don't have to go anywhere to get heaven. The heaven is everywhere. These people having, I don't know. These people got a whole different type of heaven. They got the AI heaven. They got technology heaven or something. I don't know what's going on with these people. But they took All Souls Day. So we just figured out the basis of where All Souls Day started from. Now it's getting over here. They're going door to door where we get into more to Halloween side of it. Poor people, people with nothing, are going to people that have money, that have food, that have everything, and they're offering to get. Now they're not praying for their dead loved ones. They're giving praise to these dead entities. They're giving praise to dead entities for soul cakes, for some soul food. They're praying to dead people. They're knocking on somebody's door that has money. And they're like, hey, I'll give all praise to your whatever dead family member you have, whoever dead deity you have, and just give me some treats. I need some treats for this, for you know what I mean, and for doing this. The practice was soon taken over by children who asked for money, ale, or food. So they eventually made the children do these things. It started off with poor people doing it. And they say, nah, we need some better energy. We need some fresh, new, innocent energy to do this for us. They started having the kids come over. You notice they didn't say the kids didn't offer to pray to the homeowners' dead loved ones. They just said the practice was taken over by children. They just left it at that. They didn't go into detail about it. They just said the practice. So these children are 9 times out of 9. There's no 10. 9 times out of 9, these kids were knocking on these doors, praying to these wealthy people's dead deities that they wanted them to pray to for food or some money. So back in Scotland and Ireland, kids were doing something similar, but in costume. So now they're dressing up as monsters and beings doing the same thing. They visited households promising not prayers for the dead, but entertainment. So now they switched it up a little bit. They're not giving praise. Yeah, they was definitely getting apples. They're not getting praise to these deities. They're entertaining them now. Like how you see all the rappers and stuff on entertainment, they doing all types of dumb just to get some money. They're entertaining these deities. These kids are coming to people's doors, entertaining their deities. Children would put on a disguise and bring some talent door to door, like singing or poetry recitation in exchange for treats. They had a whole damn talent show for the dead people. Isn't that something serious? A whole talent show. And this started from religion. Which religion started from eukaryotic cells, which eukaryotic cells started from their creator, right? Look at that. Look at that. They got on their suits. They all looking like some damn garden gnome clowns and shit, just running around. Eat-a-dee, eat-a-dee, give me some food, give me some money. These motherfuckers is doing anything. Come on now. You might think that this practice then simply migrated along with Europeans to the United States. It was practiced in the early 20th century in Irish and Scottish immigrant communities, but trick-or-treating didn't really spread until the 1920s and 30s, while Halloween pranking raged. So basically, they was doing things in order to, first, it started off, they was praying to dead entities for this. Now they get to the United States. Now they're taking it over a step further. They're feeling a little more ballsy. Now they're like doing mischief for these dead entities. Basically, it's like they're switching it up. It's like kids doing bad things for this. You know what I mean? They just had a parade on the outskirts of Philadelphia, and they did all you just said. Exactly. It's like these people aren't changing nothing. They changing it. Don't get me wrong. They're changing the way they're doing it, but it's the same concept. It's doing something to give some type of energy to these dead beings. They're giving energy to dead beings for their life to be flourishing while they're still alive on this planet, because they're not supposed to be on this planet. Nothing, put it this way, a eukaryotic cell doesn't get anything from this planet. Nothing on this planet helps them flourish at all. So what's helping them flourish? The sun ain't doing it. Would you want to say the moon doing it? I guess you could maybe say the moon. They get in the water, they get sick. They sit in the sun, they get sick. They eat the food, they get sick. It's nothing that's on this planet that's helping them flourish. So they getting their flourishing from something outside of the planet. Oh man, this is crazy. So basically, I wanted to get into that to basically go to the US now. So now in the US, you got people dressing up in costumes, knocking door to door, trick or treat, kids, smell my feet, and all that bullshit. You got them getting treats. First off, candy. They knock on the door, dress up as a monster or whatever, superhero, whatever. They're dressing up as not themselves. They're putting on a mask over their real self, and they're knocking on doors to get candy, which is nothing but sugar. Sugar is nothing but cocaine that deteriorates the brain, causes all types of illnesses through your body. I know everybody's seen Yaki and Kalai and talking about this. It's sugar, cocaine, basically. You knock on the door, you show your costume, you say the line, and they give you drugs. Now they just switching up the payments now. First, at least you got fucking $5 in a soul cake. Goddamn, and now you just getting drugs. Now it's like you knock on the door, you do a dance, you show your outfit, and they just give you a 3-5. Like, here you go smoke that somewhere. Like, come on now. They doing this. They're giving you treats. It's little kids doing this. It's your future's doing this. There's no more poor people doing this. It's your future doing this. And they're just making it like it's a harmless holiday just to have fun. Yeah, everyone dressed up like the devil and witches and all this bullshit, trying to appease these people. Like, you're dressing up as something that's negative. Now they're fast forwarding. Now they're trying to do like superheroes and all that. But what everything came from their entertainment. So you got this going on. Now you have pumpkins getting carved out. You got corn. Corn isn't good for the body either. You can't even digest corn. You eat corn, the shit comes out the same way it went in. They got candy corns and corn in your candy. They got corn in most candy with the sugar. You got them dressing up as monsters, praying to dead entities. Then on top of that, you got them showing TV shows and movies of horror films. This is all starting in the US. US basically, it's like everybody took their piece and they did their own flip to it. The US started the candy corns, the trick or treating, and the horror movies. They didn't even have entertainment back in the day. So they're doing this and they're basically like, yeah, I'm showing you monsters and blah 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 on TV to get you scared of monsters, but I want you to go dress up as a monster and knock on the door for some drugs. I can't make this up. This is some funny stuff that we even went like this. And then it's funnier that people that's like Christians and stuff like that, they're like putting their nose up like, yeah, I don't celebrate no Halloween. I don't celebrate. Motherfucker, the people that made Christianity made Halloween. So it's a lose-lose battle. You celebrating it in some type of way. You say you in the trenches, you don't see any kids or parents walking around going door to doors because it's unsafe. Yeah, that's how it is now. They because even though they was giving them sugar drugs, they done started putting real drugs in it now. They done put heroin and stuff to kill them in their drugs. Yeah, they even gave them sugar drugs. They gave them some sugar drugs. Now they putting some crack and cocaine and shit all in there. This is crazy. They just stepping it up. They just get more bold and more bold to where everybody like, man, I don't even want to praise deities no more. They ain't even paying me good. They ain't even pay me minimum wage. Now they just paying me death. Like I go dance and show my outfit to the dead and they just kill me. Like the hell? I might as well live back in the Celtic times and not went to the event when it was supposed to happen. This is retarded. So I just wanted to show y'all that, man. It was just something quick. I just wanted to show you guys, man. I just wanted to let everybody see what's going on with these holidays. I didn't even really want to, address this holiday, but it's just, I know it's a lot of people that don't know so much that's going on with this. So I felt like I should let you guys know. Yeah, and it's a lot of people still going to parties and stuff like that. They go into these parties, but at the same time, you're still celebrating it, which is why you see any holiday people go out, they always have a bad time. They just never like a holiday where you go out and it just went good the whole day. No, it's something went wrong somewhere down the line. It's not just a smooth holiday. Something went wrong. So you go into these parties, you're entertaining it still. It's like they said in the All Saints Day, they're singing, dancing, putting on costumes. It's the same shit. You're still giving these entities your energy, whether you like it or not. And the fact that the eukaryotic cell done taught you to do it, it's like it's even worse. Now you're getting people that's not supposed to be nowhere involved in none of this. They wasn't created for this. They was supposed to stay away from these people for real. Now you got them doing it. Now imagine a deity that's supposed to get AI people only to give it praise and energy and feed into it. And now you turn around and you got gods and goddesses and high levels of energy giving you praise. You know how powerful that makes you? That makes you be able to take over the planet. So imagine you make a couple holidays a year. And you have these people doing that through different types like Christmas, Thanksgivings, Easters, 4th of July's, whatever. You got these people doing this a little bit throughout the year. You know how powerful you're making these entities, and then you wondering like, man, it feel like we just can't win. It feel like we put our hands up and we swing and they still knock us out because it's giving them all the energy. You're giving them all your power just by entertaining it. So for that, we're fighting a losing battle. Yeah, our people, man, our people is something else. We done turned the back on each other and went to the opposite. We said, man, these people look like they doing something good over there. Let's just go ahead and give them our energy, man. Let's go join the winning team. Basically, it's like what they said, but you don't know the whole time you was on the winning team. You came from the winning team to go to the losing team to help them win. But yeah, man, I just wanted to show y'all this, man. Get something quick. I'm cooking my herbs up tonight. I gotta do my cleanse. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stars Tribe, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all already showing me love. I'm showing y'all love back, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, or people that's going to tune in later. And y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay connected and stay true to yourself, man. Peace, love, and abundance.